Hello all, welcome to Selenium Python Training Series. In this session, we are going to continue creating the hybrid framework where we are going to create some reusable methods in this page object model. So let's get started with a practical demonstration. For that, I'll switch to this PyCharm IDE. In the previous session, already we have implemented this page object model and we have optimized the code by reducing the number of lines of code. Still, there is a possibility of reducing the number of lines of code by creating some reusable methods in the page object model. So here we have this page object model page classes like account page dot python py, account success page dot py, home page dot py, login page dot, all the page classes are there, right? So we can still reduce this code in this individual page classes, okay, by creating some reusable methods. So how to do that and all, I'll cover now. So what I will do here is I'll go to one of the page class, let's say home page. I'll open this home page. So in the home page, you see a lot of methods are there and we have these lines of code available here. So we can reduce the lines a bit, okay? So I'll show you how. So I'll create a parent class for this home page. So here homepage.py is there, right? I'll create under the pages, I'll create a Python file with the name base page. Going to the parent page for all these page classes, okay? Create this base page. Now, here create the class base page like this. Now here create a constructor that is def underscore init self, and you pass a driver here as usual that whatever we have done in the individual page classes, individual pages Python files, same thing we are writing down here. Self dot driver is equal to driver. Okay, there's a first step. Now go to the individual page classes, and here also we have the same constructor. Instead of writing this constructor like this, instead of using the constructor like this, what we can do is, so when a particular driver is being passed, will not say self dot driver is called driver, rather we'll say super dot, okay, super dot, I have to call this init, and here to this init I have to pass the driver like this, okay? So this constructor is going to invoke the constructor in the parent class and pass the driver, okay? So that's what, but I have to make this home page a child class. I have to make this home page a child class of this base page. For that, I have to say base page. Okay, import this base page from pages. Done. Now home page is a child of the base page, and the constructor when the constructor of the home page is being called, it's actually passing the driver to the super class constructor. The parent class constructor is being called, where driver is being passed to the parent class constructor here, and driver is getting assigned. Now next one, so driver is being shared with the parent class, okay, from the child class. That part is done. Now remaining things are here. Let's go with the first method we have, where enter product into the search box field. So what I will do is I'll create a reusable method in the base page for typing into the fields. Okay, here I'll say def type. Simply I'll say type, and whatever the text that need to be typed, I have to pass it here. And here I'll write like this. Now, and also we have to pass the locator. Okay, we have to pass the locator. Which locator? For example, if we have to type into this search box field, we have to pass this search box field to this method. Okay, while calling the method. So now how to write the code? The first problem here is, you see, the different locator types are there. Here, name locator. You see, it's ending with name. It's ending with XPath. It's ending with XPath. It's ending with link text. It's ending with link text like that. Okay, different type of locators are there. Based on that, I have to create this kind of statement, driver.find element. Whether I have to provide by.name, or because we are passing the locator here, but which type of locator, based on that, we have to write driver.find element, something like that. Okay, so I'll write down something here like if locator dot ends with underscore XPath. If it ends with XPath, so is this method valid? In Python, let's see. In Python, we have this method ends with. I'll just go to chat GPT. Let's go here. We can try chat GPT. And let's find out so that we can get Python ends with. Let's see. Then what is there in Python? Ends with the method is not there in Python, it seems. Okay, there are different ways. Okay, we'll do one thing. Locator dot contains we can use. Contains other if ends with is not there, we can use contains. Contains XPath underscore XPath is there. If it contains XPath, then here I'll write down driver dot find. How to say self dot driver dot find underscore element. Here I have to say by dot XPath. I have to say okay by dot XPath and I have to import this by comma the locator. If the locator, this particular locator that we are passing from here, if the name of the locator is locator name starts with ends with a underscore or contains underscore, right? Then we are going to set driver dot find element kind of stuff. Okay. Then go fine. Here I'll say element. I'll say element is equal to none. And here I'll say element is equal to like that I'll say. Now elif other locators. For example, here it should not be XPath, it can be ID. If it is ID, we can write down dot ID. Okay. And if elif locator dot contains, it contains name. In that case, the same element is equal to, we'll create the element in such a way that driver dot find element instead of by dot ID, we'll write by dot name. Okay, we'll optimize the code in a while. First method we are creating was first reusable method to reduce the number of lines in this home page we are creating for now. This type method can be called at multiple places. Okay, I'll just explain that later. Then elif locator dot contains, it contains ID name class underscore name. If it contains class name, then driver dot find element by dot class name. Elif if not locator dot contains, if it contains underscore link underscore text, link text, then here I will say dot by dot link text. Okay. Elif locator dot contains XPath. Then here we have to say by dot XPath. Finally, elif locator dot contains, it contains underscore CSS, then dot CSS. CSS select. Okay, dot underscore CSS means CSS select. Like this, we can create and element will be created based on the locator type, right? The element will be created. Now we have to perform operations on this element. How to perform the operations on the element? Element dot. Here you can see what are the steps. First, we have to click on the element, right? First, we have to click on, in order to type, we have to first click on the element. Then we have to clear any existing text in the element. Dot clear. And then element dot send keys. Send underscore keys of, we have to pass this particular text, whatever the text that is received by while calling this method, we have to pass. So this is the type method. Okay. When you call the type method, it's going to enter the text into the required locator specified text element on the page. Now, instead of writing these 3 lines, what we can do here is when you say enter product into the search box field, you simply write down. You can, because this home page is a child class of the base page, you can directly call this method, that is self dot, where is that type, right? Let's see. I'll write down here, I'll write down type of. To that I have to pass. First, what I have to pass here, just see here. First, I have to pass the text. Text is nothing but this product name I have to pass, comma. The locator. What is the locator? The search box field name is the locator. Okay. Locator. 2 things I have to pass. Self dot. You just write self dot for this. That will be done. Remaining no errors. No need to worry much. That's it. You see, you got rid of 3 lines now. Simply 1 line is enough. Okay. And this will call the parent class this particular method. We are going to reduce these lines here also later. But for now, let's go with that process. Now, the next one is clicking. It is a different action. Here, we are entering the text. Here, the next function of this homepage.python file, we are clicking on a particular element. So for that, here, def click on element. Okay. Click on element or some name, different name you can give instead of normal click, right? You just click. Or element click, or you can say element click, etc. You can write. Then here what we have to do, here we only have to pass the locator, no need to pass the text. Only locator need to be received, and the same code will be repeated. Element is equal to this code is repeated, right? This code is repeated. Now after that, what I have to do, I have to just click on the element dot. We can write a better code here. Instead of directly clicking on the element, right? First we'll say element dot is displayed. First we'll check whether the element is displayed on the page. After that we'll say element dot. After that we'll click on the element. Okay, it's not required also, not compulsory. Okay, element dot click is enough. So this is how. But here, if you see in these 2 methods, the code is repeated. This part is repeated. This part and this part are repeated. So instead of repeating this in every method like this, I'll create another reusable method here, def return element or get element. Simply say get element. And here we have to pass the locator. Locator need to be passed. And based on the locator type, element need to be returned. Okay. Here like this. Okay. Element is equal to 9 and all. Finally, I'll say return element. That's it. When you call this method, it's going to return you the element. Okay. With the particular find element thing, it will generate that element and return the element. So here, instead of writing this again and again, clear all this stuff and simply say self dot get element and pass the locator. Now, when you pass the locator, it will return you the element. That element on that element, you are going to perform the operation. Element is equal to. Now you can perform the operation. Okay, here also the same thing. Instead of writing all this code here, simply remove that and say self dot get element and pass the locator. And this method will return you the element. Okay, it will generate an element and give it back to you based on the locator type you passed, and you can perform the operation. You see, these methods now look simple, right? This kind of reusable method we have created so that its duty is to generate the elements, create the elements and return back, and that elements we are using in these methods. Now, element click is now ready. Come back here and simply say element underscore click off. That's the method, right? Element click. And you have to pass the locator. What is the locator? Self dot. This is the locator. The problem unresolved reference element. I think it's not locating this. Maybe parent class we have, but Type is, what is this type then? Let's see what is the type. That is coming into element. Here also I'll just give a different name. Instead of type, I'll say type into element. Okay, now here, not able to get it. That means if I write self dot, will it come? Yeah, error is gone. So I have to write self dot. Now it's inheriting from the parent class. This method it's inheriting from the parent class. You don't have to write these lines of code. That's it. So again, click is coming. You don't have to write again one more function. Already function is created here, the base page, parent page. So here you don't have to do much. You have to simply call that self dot element click, and you have to pass this locator. That's it. Very simple now, right? This part can be removed. And what about this one? If there are multiple lines, then that will be reduced. Simply a single line in place of multiple lines will be created. Some cases it may not do much difference if a particular method only has single line, right? It doesn't make much difference in the reducing number of lines. But if a particular method has multiple lines, then it will do the difference for sure. So here also click is select login option is also nothing but click only. So I'll simply say self dot element click off. I have to pass this locator. That's it. And then here navigate to login page. For that I have to click on my account drop menu. Already it is there. So this is we are clicking on my account drop menu. This is being called. So you don't have to do much here. Then what about this one? Here we are clicking on an element. If you see any element here, you just write down. Okay. Self dot click on my self dot element click, and you have to pass this locator to that so that it will click on the element. Now remove this part. Then click on my account drop menu. Enter product. This cannot be replaced. Okay, fine. So this part is done. Now we'll go into another after home page. We'll go to the, let's say, search page and see what we can do here. Here also I'll make the search page a child class of the base page. That's the first step we have to do. Hover the mouse on base page and import it from here. And after that, the driver that is received to this child class constructor, right? We have to pass to the super dot. We have to call the parent class constructor and pass the same driver there. Okay, like this. Now the next one. Okay, here what is there? Display status of valid product. So here we are writing is displayed. Check whether the element is displayed or not. So for that we'll go to base page. Where is the base page? Here is we have the base page. In the base page we'll create one more method, that is check display status of element. Okay, like this you can create, and you have to pass the locator here of the element for which whether it is displayed on the page or not. And we have to get this element created. So for that I'll write down self dot get element, and I'll pass this locator. Based on the locator, element will be created using driver dot find elements from this method and return back. We'll get a final element. On that element we'll check return element dot is underscore displayed. Like this I'll write. Okay, it will either return true or false. So check display status of element, and in the search page, instead of writing like this, instead of writing driver dot find element here, we'll simply say Control Z. Here I'll write down return self dot check display status of element. Check display status of element. We have to pass the locator of the element. That is, this is the locator. Self dot valid HP product link text is the locator, and so here, so it will check the display status and return either true or false. Okay, so this you can remove now. Now similarly, we have this retrieve no product message. This for retrieving the text. Till now, we don't have any reusable method in the parent page class for retrieving the text. So I'll create that now. Def retrieve element text. Retrieve element text. So I have to pass the locator here. And here, first we have to get the element created with the help of this locator. For that, I'll say self.get element and I have to pass this locator and it will return you the element. Element is equal to, and now we have to return element.text. That's it. It has to retrieve the text and return that, whoever is calling, okay? Retrieve element text. Now here, instead of writing this, we can write down return self.retrieve element text, and we have to pass this locator. That's it. Here, all driver.find element, all those things will be done in the base page. So this part is also done. Search page is completed, home page is completed. Now let's move on to the other pages. Search and home and search are completed. Let's go to login page now. And in the login page, also I'll make this login page a child class of the base page. Import this from pages package. And here, instead of writing self.driver and simply call the super constructor and pass this driver. This self.driver thing will happen in the super constructor. Okay, that is in the constructor of the parent class. This self.driver is called driver will be done. That self.driver we are inheriting here and using from the parent class. Okay. Now anyhow, enter email address is there. Instead of entering email address, already we have created a method, right? Simply write down self.type into element, and to this we have to pass text that we need to type, that is email address text, comma, we have to pass the locator. That locator is nothing but this ID locator, and all the 3 steps I am replacing with a single step. You see, this is how we are reducing the number of lines of code. These 3 lines are getting reduced with a single line. Okay, the task will be done. This is the power of the reusability. Here also enter password is there. There are 3 lines here. Instead of 3 lines, what we can do? Self.type to element and pass the text that you need to enter into the element, comma, the locator of the element into which the text need to be entered. That's it. We are simplifying the framework. We are reducing the number of lines of code. Okay. When you go across multiple tests, right, this will be more useful. Okay. The reusable methods I created in the base page will reduce the number of lines when multiple tests got created. Okay. Then click on login button. Also, we have the same thing. Self dot. Click on, sorry, not this one. Self dot. What is that? Element click. This is the one. Element click. And here we have to pass the locator. Perform the click operation. Done. Then what next? Here, log into application. It's calling the method, so you don't have to do much. Here, it retrieving the text. You know how to retrieve the text, right? Return self dot retrieve element text, and to that you have to pass self dot warning locator. You have to pass. That's it. Okay, it will retrieve the text and return. That's it. Login page is also done. Login page methods, we have reduced the number of lines of code. And once login, we'll get to the account page. So in account page, there is we'll make this account page a child class of the base page. For every page class, we have to make it a child class of the base page. And here we have to call the super class constructor and pass a driver. And after that, here display status of editor. But display status already be created. So return self dot check display status of element, and we have to pass this element. It will check and let us know. Okay, done. This part is also done. Then account page is done. Then what else is left out? Register and account success page is there. I'll go to the register page now. And let's see how much of code we can reduce here. Here, enter first name is there. For that, I'll simply write down self dot type. So before saying self dot type, you have to We have to make this child class of the base page, otherwise things will not happen. These are the steps we should not forget. Hover the mouse and import this base page and pages. And here we have to call the superclass constructor and pass a driver there, and it will be initial self.driver equal driver will be done in the base page here. Okay. And that same self.driver will be inherited here, and we can take help of it. Self. We can inherit the methods, that is type into element, and which text we have to type, first name text into which element, the element having this particular locator. Now remove all these 3 lines. Very good. Then you see 1 line, 3 lines got reduced with 1 line. So here also enter self.type into element, and we have to pass last name text, comma, this is the element, this is the locator of the element, that to which you have to type the text. Done. You see all the methods are getting simplified, number of lines of code is getting reduced under these methods. Now here also self.type into element, email text we have to type, comma, we have to give self. This one. Remove this part. Done. Then next what? Here write down self.type into element, telephone text, comma, pass the locator. Copy this, paste it here. Done. Remove these lines. Then what next? Here also enter password self.type into element. Password text need to be entered into the element, and into which locator element is the locator of the element. Write down that here. Remove these 3 lines. Now here enter password confirm self.type into element, password text, comma, this is the locator of the element. So this is the power of the reusable methods that we have created in the parent class, base page class. Here select means click. So for clicking we have click, element click is there, and we have to pass the locator. That's it. The code looks very simplified, right? You don't have to write this much lengthy code. Even not only number of lines, but also it looks very simple. Okay, then next click on continue button, the same thing. Self.element click and pass the locator of the element, and clear this out. Then select S radio button. Select self.element click. Copy this and paste it here. Remove these lines. Self.S radio button. Self.element click self.S radio button. Then what else we have here? Register an account. We are calling this other methods. That's okay. Enter first name, enter last name, and all. We don't have to change much here. Here we are calling the other methods. So, but here we are retrieving the text. Here we are retrieving the text. So, how to change this? We can say return self.retrieve element text, and to that we have to pass the locator. Locator we have to pass. What is the locator? This self dot. This one. This locator we have to pass. It will retrieve the text. And here also write down return self.retrieve element text, and you have to pass this locator. Here also same thing, return self.retrieve element text and pass this locator. Then we have here return self.retrieve element text and pass this locator. Here also return self dot retrieve element text. This is the locator. What else is there here? Okay, this part is done. Here we are return self dot retrieve element text, and we have to pass the locator. So return self dot retrieve element text and pass this locator again. Then verify all warnings. Okay, this is okay. We can't do much here. Only driver dot find element stuff we will move into the base page. Okay. The other logic will keep it here. Okay. Then what next we have? Register page is done. Then we'll go to the account success page, the final page. We have all pages are completed. Last page is left. And here also we'll make this a child class of a base page class. Hold the mouse, import some pages, and here we'll write down super. We'll call the super constructor and pass the driver there. And that inherited driver we'll use here. And here we have to retrieve the text. So return self dot retrieve element text and pass this element. That's it. It will return the text. We are good. Now let's run the script and see even after creating the reusable methods in the base page, and we have reduced the number of lines code in the individual page classes, the things are still working fine or not, we have to see. For that, let's run the script. Simply say CLS and say PyTest. So in real time, while working on multiple tests, right, this kind of lot of reusable methods we have to keep on creating. Okay, we'll come across different things that for which we have to create. It's failing actually. It's not working. See what's happening. Again failing. So there is some mistake here for sure. All the tests are failing. Why they are failing, we have to find it out. So let them run. Let all the tests run and see why they are failing. Maybe that driver thing is not being passed or something. I'm just guessing. Let's see. Not doing anything else also. All the tests are failing here. So we have to find out the reason behind why it is failing. Let the test run, and at the end we'll come to know the reason behind that. Meanwhile, we can see if there is a problem. Almost there. Let's wait. Last test is running. We can find out the problem. We can fix the problem, why they are failing and all. See, total 11 tests got failed. Non-type object has no attribute click. Attribute error. Non-type object has no attribute click. That means it's not happening. Okay. Base page, attribute error, element dot click. Element is returned right. Self dot get element, and Okay. Okay. Um, so what is the error and all? Search for a product, enter product in product name, touch box field, where we have given the command. Let's see. I test. All this got failed. And here it is saying home page. Home page is the dot driver login page. Okay. I'm just thinking something is going wrong here. That is mm, let me investigate that. So I have figured out the problem. So what is the problem? I'll let you know. So here we have made some small mistake. That's why it's not working. If you go to the base page and here you're calling this method self.getElement and you're passing this locator. But what is being passed as a locator here from the home page? If you see here, we are passing self.searchbox field name, for example, and this is the name is not being passed, the value of this particular name. Okay. I'm just thinking that this part is getting passed, but this part is getting passed. So when search will go here from here to here, okay, it will come here. Get element of search means the search will not contain ID. That search value will not contain any name, last name, link text, nothing will be there. But the name of this attribute will have this underscore name underscore xpath, but I am passing this value, which will not contain underscore underscore xpath and also so on. So what I have to do here is I have to do some modifications so that this has to work means I have to do some modifications here. When I say type into text, apart from the locator, instead of saying locator, right? Locator underscore name I have to pass, locator underscore value I have to pass. Locator name and locator value, both I have to pass. Okay. So here when I say get element, I would say locator name, locator value, both I have to pass. When get element is being called, it's locator name, comma, locator value. And in this, I have to verify with locator name, not value. Okay, here locator value contains here saying, but locator value like XPath expression will not contain underscore XPath, right? That's the problem we are facing. So once it is done, we'll give the locator value here. Okay. So we have to pass two things. One is locator name, another one is locator value to resolve this problem. Here also locator name, locator value. Here get element of locator name, comma, locator value. Both the things we have to pass going ahead. Locator underscore name, locator underscore value. And here we are going to pass the locator name, comma, locator value. So for every method, we have to change this. Okay. So everywhere we have to pass not only the name of the locator, but also name of the locator will end with underscore, underscore and all. So, but locator value is there. Let's see how it goes. Locator underscore name, comma, locator underscore value. Here also locator underscore name, comma, locator underscore value. And locator name, locator value are there. No problem here. So all the methods so far got converted. And while calling this also, we should not only pass the locate, this will pass the locator value. For example, here you are passing only the locator value, but we have to also pass, we have to also pass the locator name. How to pass the locator name? In double quotes, give that locator name, comma. This is a locator name, this is a locator value. Similarly, search box field name is there. So now here also you're passing search button XPath. You can copy this just to make it simple. You copy this in double quotes. You provide that, put a comma, that will be fine. This part you copy, provide double quotes, put a comma, and inside that paste. And here also copy this. Everywhere you just copy and paste. So along with the locator value, you have to pass the locator name. Then only the things are going to work. So small mistake, but you see this kind of, I have spent a lot of time. I have stopped the recording, right? If you have observed, I have to figure out what is going wrong. I have to run the scripts multiple times and figure out like, okay, I was not passing the locator name, rather locator attribute name. Rather, I was passing only the value, because of which things are not happening. It's not able to end with underscore link text and all those stuff. Okay. So here, wherever you are passing, copy that, double quote, comma, paste it. Anywhere else we have that. Click on drop. Okay. Enter product and search box. So that's fine. This is done. Home page is done. Let's go to the search page. We have to change for everything. Here also, when you are passing the locator value, also pass the locator name. Okay. Then is also locator name and locator value. Locator name, this is the locator value. So home search is done. Then home and search are done. Then we have to go for login. Copy this. Double quotes here. Comma. Paste. Copy. Double quote. Comma. Paste. Copy. Double quote. Paste. Enter email address, enter password. That's fine. Okay. Copy this. Double quote, comma, paste it. This is also done. There's nothing but login page is done. And we'll go for account page now. The account page. Copy this part. Provide double quote here. Comma, paste it. Done. What else is left out? Home is done, search is done, login is done, account page is done. Then register page. Let's go to the register page. In the register page, we have to do a lot of things. Copy this, paste it here. It's a repetitive process. Since we have made a mistake, there is no other way now. Have to copy paste to resolve this everywhere. Copy, double quote, comma, copy, paste, copy, comma, paste. With this, comma, paste it, copy this, double quotes, paste it, then copy the paste it, copy this, paste it, then where else? All this you are not doing anything, that's okay. Wherever you find self taught kind of stuff, you just put that. Mm, Okay, that's it, I guess, in this file. Let's move on to another file. After register, we have account success page. Here also only one element is there. We pass the name of the attribute and the value of the attribute. Okay, that is value is path expression and name is something which is ending with XPath and all. Now let's see. Along with the locator value, this time locator name is also being passed. Locator name, locator value, locator name, locator value, locator name, locator value, locator name, locator value. So here we are passing the locator value. Here we are passing the locator name. All places. So here locator name dot contains. Okay, the name we are checking and the value we are passing. Okay, based on the name we are passing the value like that. Okay, so I think it should work now most probably. Let's run this and find it out. PyTest -v -s press enter. If the scripts are running means if it is working fine, the fix is working fine. So for the best. Yeah, working fine. You see, the tests are working fine. That was a problem. Small mistake I have done where I was passing the locator value and checking whether it is ending with XPath. That is not correct, right? I have to also pass a locator values name, okay, which either ends with XPath, CSS. That thing also I have to pass along with the locator value. So by doing this small change to the framework, the fix has been done. So let's wait for all the tests to run. All the tests are running one by one. Let's see. Let's wait and see whether all the 11 out of 11 tests are passing. If that is so, we are done. Okay, one got failed. We have to find out why it got failed. Maybe mostly the same problem will be there. Somewhere we have missed out. Test register without entering any fields. Okay, that got failed. Only that test we'll try to run and see. So remaining all tests are mostly running. So total out of 11 tests, one got failed. And why it got failed? No such element exception. Unable to locate the element. CSS selector. Okay. No method. Selector is equal to name. Name is equal to input first name. This part is not working. No such element exception is coming here. Okay. Let's see what is the problem with this. Test register without entering any fields, and that is there here. Test register without entering fields. Home page, navigate to register page. After that, register an account. This was working fine earlier. All this warning messages and everything is fine. But where exactly the problem is coming, we'll see. Self and verify all warnings. Retrieve first name warning. Here, while retrieving the first name warning, in retrieve element in the base page, locator underscore name, locator underscore value, get element. Get element by dot name, locator value. Okay. Well, let's go to the base page and see what's going on. Retrieve element text, locator name, locator value, get element, locator name, locator value, where we are calling that the register page, retrieve policy warning and all, first name warning here. Let's find out what's the problem is. Retrieve this one, first name warning. Here we are passing what we are passing here. First name warning underscore XPath. First name warning underscore XPath. That is correct only, right? So that is going here. And when this is being called first name warning, okay. I'm simply calling this method, right? Verify all warnings. Register page. Register page dot verify all warnings. This is being called in that retrieval and okay, base page in get element by dot name, locator value. Okay. Let me investigate this. Okay, I understood the problem. The problem here is the first name has underscore name, because of which it's not considering this as XPath, rather it is considered as underscore name. So the problem here is go to the base page and instead of contains, write down ends with, then it's going to work. Okay. So you see there is a possibility this kind of errors will come because contains means in their first name underscore name is there. Okay, that's the problem. It's getting confused. So better to use ends with here instead of contains, and we have to run all the tests to see whether this ends with is working with all the tests or not. Let's anyhow I figured out the problem, but we have to see whether it is working fine or not. PyTest press enter. Here this time instead of contains we are using ends with. If it is working fine, we are good. Okay, tests are running. Should not be using contains, we have to use ends with in the logic. So a lot of fixes were there. 2 fixes I have done already. So the tests are running. The login tests are running. Let's wait for all the tests to run. This time, let's hope that all the tests will pass, including the last time failed test. So we are optimizing the framework by doing a lot of stuff. We are reducing the number of lines of code. Repeated code, we are putting that into the reusable methods everywhere possible in the framework. Okay, so this is a continuation of the page object model implementation from the last. This is the third session of the page object model where we are optimizing the code by reducing the number of lines wherever possible by creating some reusable methods. All the tests work, then we are done. So let's see. Now such tests are running. Restart test got passed. The fix has been done. It's working fine. So mostly the such test also will pass now without any problem. Last two more tests to run. Last but one test is running now. So almost done. You see, this time everything got passed. So now we are good, right? Now we are good. We have done all the fixes to this framework as part of the implementation in this session. Okay, we have created reusable methods at the page object model, page class level to reduce the number of lines of code, and it is working fine now. So that's all for this session. See you in the next session where we are going to continue creating the framework further and make it more advanced. So that's all. Bye-bye.